Hey guys, welcome back. So I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys about shipping. So if you're somebody that sells on Amazon, Etsy, eBay, any of those online retailers, you have a lot of options when it comes to shipping your products. These are just a few of the options, and what you decide to use impacts how much you pay for shipping. So for example, if I want to ship this book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, highly recommend this book if you haven't had a chance to read it. But if I wanted to ship this book, I can pay as little as $2.10 to ship it, or as much as $38. And that all depends on which box and which shipping service I decide to go with. So for this video, I'm going to show you guys how to ship your products as cheap as possible by using these. One mistake that I've noticed a lot of beginner sellers make is they list an item or they sell an item before they even know how much the shipping is going to cost them. So to avoid that mistake, I'm going to show you guys how to calculate your shipping cost before you even list an item at the end of this video using online calculators. This is something very, very, very important that you have to do, and I recommend every seller before they even think about listing an item to figure out how much it's going to cost them to ship it. Because a lot of the times what happens is you list an item, you sell it, and then you try to go purchase a label and you figure out that the shipping is just way too much and you have no room for profit. I always recommend you figure out how much shipping is going to cost you and factor it into your selling price, so that way you're always making a profit on every item that you list. So before I start going over these different shipping products and how you can save money, if you guys find this video helpful at any moment in this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button. It does help out this channel a lot. And if you want to see future videos like this, let me know in the comment section. Also subscribe right over here so that you get notifications in the future when I upload a video. Okay, so now to start off with all this different mailing and which one you should use. You always want to start with the medium mail. This is going to be the cheapest method for you to ever use. It's going to start off at $2.10. But there are a couple things you have to keep in mind. First of all, you have to use your own shipping container. I like to use these poly mailers for my shipping container because they're pretty flexible. You can get them in different sizes. You can get these on eBay or Amazon for less than $1 per item. I'll include a link in my description. But for medium mail, there is a restriction. It has to be either book, sound recording, play script, printed music, computer, printed objective. So all those different things you can use medium mail, and that's going to be by far the cheapest method you're going to use. So if you're selling comic books, and things like that, or if you're shipping the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People like I was earlier, you would use medium mail. That's going to be the cheapest method for you to go with. And now the second cheapest method is also going to use this same poly mailer. If you're shipping anything less than 1 pound, you always want to go with first class package. And if you're not sure how much your item weighs, I do recommend getting a kitchen scale. If you're somebody that's selling regularly on Amazon, I have this one. It's less than $12 on Amazon. I'll include a link in my description for this, but I highly recommend it. I've had it over 5 years and it works really well. So just like medium mail for first class package, you can use your own shipping box or shipping container. Again, I like to use these poly mailers because I find if something weighs less than 1 pound, it could usually fit in here. And if it fits in here, it can ship for as little as $2.74, because that's how much first class package starts off with. But remember, it does have to be less than 1 pound or 16 ounces. So now once you start getting over the 1 pound range, you start having to use these flat rate packages. So the first one I always want to start off with is going to be the flat rate small box. So this usually comes like this. So you can order this online. I'll show you guys also where to order the rest of these boxes online, because all of these are free online through USPS. This one comes exactly like this. So as long as something fits in here, it's gonna ship for $7.65 as long as it's less than 70 pounds. Flat rate no matter where I ship it to. And all I have to do is assemble the box and just put my package right in here, close it up, and just peel this sticker off here and seal it. I can put my package in here and it's ready to ship. So this is going to cost you $7.65. But as you can see, this is pretty small. So if your item does not fit in here, the next one you want to go for is the flat rate envelope. So this is the padded flat rate envelope. I use this for majority of my products because it's pretty flexible, as you can see, and it's also padded. So it's pretty good. And this is going to cost me $7.75 to ship anything that fits in here. So it doesn't matter if it's bulge. It doesn't matter what the weight is, as long as it's less than 70 pounds, just like all these other flat rate boxes, it's gonna ship for $7.75, no matter where I ship it in the country. So now that we've used both the flat rate small box and the flat rate padded envelope, we start having to go into the regional boxes first. I do recommend the regional boxes because they are a little cheaper than the flat rate large and the flat rate medium boxes, but you do have to know which region you're shipping to. So the closer the region you're shipping to is to you, the cheaper it's going to be. For example, I live in Maryland, so if I'm shipping something to New York and I use a regional box, it's going to be much cheaper than a large or medium flat rate box. So I use the flat rate A first, and this has a max of 15 pounds that you can ship with. The flat rate boxes can be as cheap as $7.68 or as much as $18.69. So that's why I recommend this to be your next shipping package after the flat rate envelope box. And the next box is going to be the regional B box. So you can see the difference between these two boxes. The regional B box is pretty big compared to the regional A box. And the price difference is the regional A box starts off at $7.68 and the B box starts off as $8.07. But the B box does end up going as high as $34.38. So if I were to ship something to New York, it would cost me as little as $8.07. But if I were to ship the same regional B box to, let's say, California, that could cost me as much as $34. So you do want to be careful with the regional boxes because the closer something is to you, the cheaper it's going to be. But the farther it is from you, the more expensive it's going to be. So if you're shipping to something that's super far away from you, then you might end up going with the flat rate boxes, and that's these two. So we have flat rate box medium, and we also have flat rate box large. So the medium flat rate box is going to cost you $13.20 for anything that fits in here, as long as it's below 70 pounds. So if it's below 70 pounds, it doesn't matter where it's shipping to, it's going to cost you $13.20. But let's say your item doesn't fit in here and you need a larger box, then you might want to come to the priority mail large box, and that's going to end up costing you $18.30 for anywhere within the country. So that's all the USPS boxes that I would recommend. And if you start seeing things over 1 pound, over 15 pounds, just like the regional A and B, then you might want to start thinking about other shipping services like FedEx, UPS. But the one I like to use outside of USPS, first of all, USPS is my go-to because they tend to be the cheapest and the easiest to navigate. But if I can't ship it cheaply through USPS, I tend not to go towards the large box. I tend instead to go to FedEx home delivery. So now I'm going to show you guys how to choose which shipping method depending on the box that you have and also the weight that you have. So for example, if I were to ship the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, just like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I can use this shipping container here and I can put it on top of my scale along with my book, and I weigh it out, and it's 13 ounces, close to 14 ounces. And then next thing I need to do is measure the size of my shipping container. So I'm gonna put this in here, and I'm actually gonna just close it up just to see how small it can get. So this is as small as it gets. So I'm gonna just take a measurement of my package after I put my book in here. And this is gonna be about 9 by 9. So 9 by 9 is the height of it and also the width of it. The depth is about 1. So I just plug all those numbers into an online shipping calculator. I like to use eBay.com's shipping calculator because that's what I tend to ship with a lot is eBay. And so I go into eBay's shipping calculator and I start plugging in my dimensions. So the type is always going to be a package. That's what I always end up shipping. So I'll put that in here. So the length is 9. The width is 1. The height is also 9. The weight we said is 14 ounces. And then your zip code that you're shipping from, I'm shipping from DC. So I'll put that in there. And I'm shipping to LA just so I can find out what the shipping cost is going to be for somewhere as far away from me as possible. Somebody closer to me buys it, it's going to be cheaper, but I always like to overestimate my shipping costs instead of underestimating. That's why I'm putting California to my shipping state. So I'll put Los Angeles in here and then calculate shipping. So now this gives me an estimate how much I'm going to pay for shipping this exact item from DC to California. So here you can see that we have in-store rates. So these are the rates that you're going to pay if you took this package the way it is. You went into the USPS office and you bought a label straight from the representative at the USPS office. But if you were to buy this shipping label directly through eBay, you actually get a huge discount. It's up to, I think, 30% off. So that's what I always like to tell people to do is buy your shipping labels online. So I like to use the eBay rates. And now I know that I can either ship this through first class package since it's less than 16 ounces, or I can ship it through media mail since this is a book. So now when we take a look at USPS first class package, it would cost us $5.70, which is 40% off, or it would cost us $2.80 if this was an eligible item for media mail, which this is an eligible item since this is a book above 8 pages. So that's what I would end up going with. So I would pay $2.80 to ship this. So this is usually the route that I take to ship any item. Measure it, weigh it, plug the numbers in, plug in as far away from me as possible and figure out what the most I'm going to be paying for the shipping is and calculate that into my price. So when I list my item, I have all my numbers and I can figure out how much I need to sell this item for in order to make a profit. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button. And if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the comment section. I will reply to them as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.